Quickie lesson here on page 6 of 1124. This is kind of fun. Hopefully you remember doing this back in Algebra 1. Product of two binomials. Don't let that word binomial scare you. Binomial just means we have two terms inside of parentheses. So this is this binomial times this binomial. So we call it the product, answer to multiplication, of two binomials. We use what's called the Coyle method. Does that sound familiar? So we do the first, and then the outer, and then the inner, and then the last terms. So let's do the first terms here. P times P is P squared. Now do the outer terms. That's this one and this one. Okay? So plus 1P. Now we're going to do the inner, I for inner, so negative 1 times P is negative 1P. And then the last term, negative 1 times positive 1, which is just negative 1. Okay? Notice what happens here. Negative 1P, positive 1P are going to cancel each other out. Boom! And we get P squared minus 1. Okay? Let's take this one. Coyle method, T times T, T squared. Outer, so negative 1 times T is negative 1T. Inner, another negative 1T. Now what happens here? What's negative 1 times negative 1? Positive 1. Okay? So these don't cancel out. We have to keep the T squared. Now I have negative 2T and then plus 1. Notice how when I do T's, we put a little tail on it to make it look like a kind of like a cursive T, because otherwise it might look like a plus sign and that would get confusing. Okay, so try to be careful with that. You can use any letters. Sometimes in the PACE they use M and N and of course A and X and Y and all kinds of stuff. Last one I want to look at, Coyle method here. First terms together, so we keep the 2a squared. Now do the outer. So we're doing 2a times 3, 6a. The inner gives me negative 3a. And then the last is negative 3 times positive 3, negative 9. Okay? And then we can put those two together. 6a plus negative 3a, positive 3a, and you can see how that would finish out. All right, like I said, quick lesson. Hopefully you remember how to do that. If not, get a little practice. They don't give you very many problems on this concept, but hopefully enough to get you up to speed and feeling confident with this.